and welcome to On the Move, a new show on GTV6, highlighting what's going on in your community, including all the things you love about Glendale, businesses, parks, events, and happenings. I'm your host, Jessica Houston. Join me as we check out the latest buzz. In this episode, we will celebrate 20 years of the Glendale Youth Alliance, remember our veterans and military personnel at Memorial Day, hang out at the new trails at the sports complex, and find out exactly what is Space 134. This year marked the 20th anniversary of the Glendale Youth Alliance as they celebrated the youth who worked so hard in the Summer Youth Employment Program, the Glendale Youth Employment Partnership, Training, Employment, and Mentoring Program, and the Youth Employment Incentive Programs. Awards were given at the luncheon to the Glendale Federal Credit Union for the Corporate Partnership Award, Junior Achievement Finance Park for Employer of the Year, Arno Avakian and Sergeant John Gilkerson for the Friend of Youth Awards, and Artie Kasakian for the Legacy Award.
We need to train our youth to become the leaders of tomorrow, and I'm grateful for this. Our office has always had, out of necessity because of cutbacks, an open door to giving youth opportunities. We have two of our Glendale Youth Alliance alums with us. Stand up. David, Anahid, and Leoba, who are now all employed with the City of Glendale.
In addition, the following youth were recognized for their outstanding contributions to the GYA program for 2013. Charles Landis for GYEP, Serenay Erdoglian for GREAT, Kashashir Hedayati for TEAM, Silva Hakopian for EIR, and Harut Isakian.
Glendale Youth Alliance gives them and gives me an opportunity to have a hands-on work experience with the city so that we know what to expect once we venture off on our own lives.
We build a community, we build it for all, and that, again, is what the GYA is all about. So it's important that we come together in events like this to make sure that we know what those stories are, that we humanize what the struggle is, and ultimately that we contribute to the good work that is being done.
Congratulations to all the youth participants and to the GYA for 20 years of serving Glendale's youth. For more information about the Glendale Youth Alliance, visit www.glendaleiyouthalliance.org or like the Glendale Youth Alliance on Facebook. Every year, the City of Glendale Memorial Day ceremony pays tribute to the men and women who serve our nation. The well-attended event was emceed by Don Biggs, and some dignitaries in attendance were Mayor Dave Weaver, Congressman Adam Schiff, Assemblyman Mike Gatto, and Supervisor Michael Antonovich. This year's keynote speaker was Major Eric Megardumian of the United States Army.
So I thank God that I've had the opportunity to serve next to some of the finest Americans that have ever lived. I owe my comrades to their friendship, their service, and their sacrifice. And we as citizens owe all of these patriots whose names are etched in black stone to my left and around the world our gratitude, our respect, and our love. And we owe them one solemn day to attempt to repay this debt we have accumulated that lies heavy in our hearts.
Community Services and Parks recently dedicated 2 new trail openings at the Glendale Sports Complex.
It's an opportunity to get out, have a quality of life experience, and enjoy what we have in Glendale's great outdoors.
There you go.
The Mountain Dew Trail is a fully accessible trail containing benches, tables, fitness equipment, and interpretive signs located around the 0.75-mile-long trail, which goes around the sports complex, over 2 bridges, and has 2 rest spots.
It's a ADA, Americans with Disability Act, accessible trail. And that in of itself is very unique in this area. It's the only trail that's ADA that's set in a natural environment.
The more difficult Catalina Verdugo Trail is a 2-mile-long, multi-use natural surface path in the San Rafael Hills, circling and overlooking the sports complex. This trail includes benches at outlook points, interpretive panels, and a link to the Ridge Motorway.
This trail is named for one of the earliest residents of our region. Catalina Verdugo was the first lady of the Rancho San Rafael. The trail begins at the south end of the complex and completes a loop. It provides a connection also of additional trails in the cities of Glendale, Pasadena, and La Cañada Flint Ridge. It's meant to actually fill the gap between the ADA accessible Mountain View and the steep fire roads above the complex.
For more information on the new trail openings or community services and parks, call 818-548-2000 or visit glendaleparksfoundation.org.
Hi, I'm Alan Loomis. I'm the Principal Urban Designer for the City of Glendale in the Planning section of the Community Development Department. I want to talk to you today about Space 134, which is a very exciting long-range planning project that we're working on that looks at the idea of building a series of parks over the 134 freeway. If you know the 134 freeway in downtown Glendale, you know that it's basically a trench that runs through the middle of town for about a mile. It cuts the city in half and really has a negative impact on a lot of the neighborhoods, the residents that live right next door to the freeway. So the Space 134 concept is basically saying we could just put a roof over the freeway, the same level as all the streets and bridges that cross the freeway today, to make the freeway a tunnel for certain portions of the freeway, and on top of that roof we could build a park. The question is, what kind of park would we like to see? And we really imagine this as a 40-year, maybe even a 50-year project that's going to start with very small steps. The first step we imagine could be just improving the existing pedestrian bridges that cross the freeway today. We could also do that on some of the roadways that cross over the freeway. We could replace the fencing with something more attractive. We could add parkways, we could add trees, we could add landscaping. So even if you're crossing the freeway without the benefit of a park, you at least have a little more green space and feel a little more comfortable. Eventually, those bridges could begin to expand block by block into small neighborhood parks. And as I said, over a 50-year time frame, we could imagine that that would be a 30-acre park for almost a mile long in the heart of the city. It'd be very, very exciting. That next grant that we're hoping to get would start up in the fall, and a big part of that grant is going to be asking the businesses and the residents who live near the freeway to participate in a series of design workshops with our design team, and they can tell us what sort of projects and what kind of park they would like to see. We'll ask you to roll up your sleeves, bring your colored crayons and your markers and your kids and your ideas, and help work with us to develop the next phase of Space 134.
For more information on Space 134, check out www.space134.org. Well, that wraps up this episode of On the Move. Join us next time as we continue to explore the interesting things happening in the city of Glendale. Watch the GTV6 bulletin board for air dates and times for On the Move, and keep in touch with us by signing up for our electronic newsletter, City Connection, on the city's website. You can also follow us on all the social networking sites, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, and Facebook at My Glendale. We'll see you next time.